What's cracking, figure freaks? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Gingervitis75, your blue collar collector, coming at you with a 2-for-1 action figure review. Today we are doing the HAWK with the mobile missile system set, as well as the 2-pack of STEELER and Short Fuse. Trying to get it down to that first wave from a real American hero from 1982 when I was 9 years old. Don't even try doing the math. So yeah, who do we have left? We have Zap, who is on pre-order, and we got Clutch, who I have, but I haven't opened my Vamp yet, so he's gonna miss out on this, but I will talk about him a bit. But he is still in the box with the Vamp, and basically there's no rumors yet of Flash and Grand Slam, but I'm assuming since we got this 2-pack of STEELER and Short Fuse, perhaps we're gonna get another 2-pack with Flash and Grand Slam. So Zap is down for pre-order. Clutch I have with the Vamp still in the box. Otherwise, everyone else will be making an appearance here, and we'll talk about them. So quick look at the boxes here. We'll look at this one, 2-pack, lots of accessories. We got the mortar. We got a lot of cool stuff. That's a pretty nice looking action shot there. Looks like they got a big old tent behind them, bunch of supplies. Looks like we have a bunch of the mass device elements right there. Some close-ups of blast effects. We got the close-up of their faces. I'll probably forget who's who. It is number 181 in the line. There's that barcode. Top of the box. Whoop-de-doo. And then we got the mobile missile system with Clayton Hawk Abernathy. Got some artwork there. Back of the box, we got all the accessories, everything that comes with the pack. And it's 182. So we got 181 and 182 right there. Let's open these guys up and see what HAWK, Short Fuse, and STEELER are all about. All right, out of the boxes, and we got our 2 sets right here with a lot to unpack. Here we got just a whole shit ton of blast effects and guns. We got the mortar launcher there. 2 figures in their helmets and knives. Shovel too, why not, right? And then over here, we got HAWK with the MMS, some blast effects. And then we got the directions up here. And then we got one of those foot locker things filled with some more stuff. So I'll bust it all open, make it look good for you guys. And we'll be right back. All right, we're gonna start with HAWK and the MMS first, just to give you a nice view of everything that comes with it. We got all these blast effects, never mind the fire in the barrel there. Have the 3 missiles. We got all the guns, the helmet, holsters, knives, and the figure itself. And then we have the mobile missile system over here. All dismantled. So just to give you a good look at all the accessories and fun stuff you get with this set, pretty excited. So I'll put it all together and we'll meet you back here in a few. Here we got Missile Commander Hawk outside of his packaging with the MMS. Let's look at some of these effects and accessories here. Here we have kind of the windswept explosion smoke effects. Hollow plastic, we've seen these before, as have we seen these ones, which are kind of more of a coil explosion effect. Smoke on one side, the kind of blast effect on the other. And for Hawk's weaponry, we got the two pistols here. The regular one and then the clip that's kind of sticking out. We got the holes for blast effects, then we got his survival knife, a dagger, silver gunmetal blade, black handle. We got this sheath here, which is I think for a specific gun, which is going to be the one in the middle here, the one that you got with Stalker and probably quite a few other Joes. Let's see here, the clip does come out. Then we got the standard G.I. Joe blaster rifle. Seen plenty of these. And then this one, don't see it as often, but I think this is probably the best one of the bunch. And we got that helmet. Microphone there. Got the visor that goes up and down. And then we'll take a look at the figure himself. Looking pretty good. You know, I wonder how many years it took for him to grow his hair out and turn brown and gray. I mean, becoming a general, it's hard work. Maybe he just aged faster. I don't know. But, got that blonde hair, kind of crew cut style. Of course, we got the double jointed neck articulation. So we got the ball on top of the neck and then the ball on top of the torso area. So you got double neck movement. Looks down about like that. Looks up like that. Shoulder goes up and around. We got that double jointed elbow. We got the pivot at the bottom of the palm there. We got the twist at the wrist. We do have the stomach crunch, and you get a couple pops out of it, even with that flak jacket. We got the holster on the chest here. We got the waist swivel and pivot. Got the hips that go out like that. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Pinless, of course, boot cut. And then we got that and that. And he looks pretty good. You know, he's all matte green all the way around. He's got a couple pouches here. Got some stuff on his belt. We also have the knife sheath right there at his hip. He's got the hole for the backpack. So pretty nice looking figure. Very much. Sorry, I'm just zoning out. I keep getting messages on my phone. Very green, so it's like it kind of goes along with the theme of that first wave of a real American hero. Hawk debuted in 1982 as the Missile Commander, so he is an original member. He was voiced by Ed Gilbert in the 80s cartoon, and his first appearance as General Hawk was in second season, Arise Serpentor Arise. And then he became quite a substantial character and had a pretty good role in the movie. And then, of course, in the comics, he first shows up in A Real American Hero, issue number 1. So let's get this guy geared up. And we will bring in our other fellow Joes. And real quick, just before we get into the MMS, we do have those butterfly joints. Ding, 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 ding. But also, he just has 2 gun holsters, so no knife sheath for that beautiful dagger. So I guess if you're going to have him on his person, it's going to be in his hand. But here we have this holster, and then, of course, the holster up here. So, good-looking figure, though. I do like it. This is my favorite gun, even though this one's a classic. But we can give it to somebody else. And hopefully all these blast effects that we are getting with Short Fuse and Steeler will work on his guns. Let's move along to the MMS, the Mobile Missile System. Pretty fun, easy to put together, that's for sure. Bigger than I thought, honestly. Pretty hefty. So we got it on moving wheels there. We just got to lift up everything and it wheels and it attaches to the back of your truck, whatever that might be. I think it could probably go on the back of the Striker, but it's meant to be on the back of the Vamp. If you want to park it and launch some missiles, you just put these legs down like so. Come back over here and then you pop these 2 down. Just like that. The wheels up off the ground. And then of course we got the 3 missiles mounted here. You can take these off. They do plug in there very tightly. I'm not really sure if there's a way to put these on and have them look like they're kind of launching. I don't think that there is. I mean, how else would you do that? You know, I don't think you can put this on one. Nope, you can't. So it's either you're going to be going like this, or they're going to be connected to the MMS. So this part twists around and the launcher raises up. You want to make sure these things plug in there real tight. It's pretty cool. I like this. Got this thing that kind of you can fold it up and in and bring it out. It attaches to the back of your vehicle. Pretty freaking awesome. Oh, and then there's this thing. This pops out. You got the control panel. And this just like protector pops back on there just like so. Stays on pretty good. Stand back, caution. Some vents, some warning symbols. Very nicely done, I would say. That's pretty nice too. Just the attention to detail, very nice. Ew. We'll plug one of these back in here. Jesus. So pretty cool. Well worth it, I would say. Super fun. And I have yet to bust out my vamp, but now I have a reason to, and then we'll get that underway. I only got one, and I kind of like always like wait till I can maybe find a second one, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I got two of the stingers, so maybe that'll be the next one. I'll demonstrate putting this thing on the back of that until I find myself another vamp. Let's move along to short fuse and Steeler. Alrighty, and here we got Steeler and short fuse. Lots of accessories to get through, one of which is the shovel, which kind of was down the middle in the packaging, so they can fight over that. We're gonna go with Steeler's gear first because I think short fuse has cooler shit, except for this helmet. Now we got this visor that drops down. It's very thick and like almost Cyclops stylish. We all know Steeler because he has this big old visor on his helmet. He got the Snake Eyes Uzi with silencer. Clip does not go out of the grip there, but the silencer does pop off. Not that excited about that. He also has the Snake Eyes pistol, which you can also put the silencer on there. Clip sticking out. We got that knife, kind of a jagged survival knife, a little bit of a curved blade, curved handle too. And then he comes with a whole bunch of blast effects, so we'll kind of bring them in individually. We got the kind of the X effect here. This guy. Now you can plug in another blast effect to each of these, I believe. So you just take this, and we get two of these. You just take one, and you can plug it into the end here. How is that not gonna work? Maybe not this guy, but this guy. There we go. Not like that, right? We can take the other one. So we got those, plus we got some smoke effects here. So it has a little knob there that goes into the barrel. Same with these. It's kind of a more basic one. It's kind of got the cloud effect, and then a blast coming outward, and then you have the multi-blast, like an automatic gun where he's just like spraying. I like this effect. Of course, we got the mortar launcher of short fuse here. We got this that kind of moves around. This I think moves, and then you kind of put this in, and there's a little bit of a pivot there. So, and then you got the mortar shell that you can just drop in and boom, it launches. I do like short fuse's weaponry a lot better. We got this one, which is a favorite of mine. We got the matte black gun, and then we got the kind of brown strap, which I do like. So that looks good. Be careful, I was kind of swinging this along, and it looks like it's a little stressing on the plastic up here. So Take your chances on that. We got this gun, which we've seen with the likes of like Recondo, the bandaged up gun. And of course, the magazine does come out. Magazine comes out on this one as well. Snaps back in. Then we got the little bandage handled pistol. His helmet, which I don't think is as like stand out as Steelers, but it's still pretty nice. We got the visor that goes down, the microphone, maybe a med pack there on the back. Pretty cool design. Of course, we got that knife. And this is the backpack that I believe will carry the mortar launcher. And then short fuses, glasses. Now, whether you want him wearing the glasses or the helmet, I would choose the helmet. I don't think they're both gonna work. Look at him looking like fucking blonde-haired Jeff Goldblum. Kind of. A very young Jeff Goldblum with blonde hair. So yeah, I tried putting the helmet on with his glasses. It didn't work. I'll try it one more time just for you guys. Try to kind of tuck this shit back. Good luck there. I prefer the helmet. It's a good look. These guys are very similar, but I think I like Steeler a little bit more. I like his hair and his outfit. It's just that nice, solid, matte army green, where this guy's got some army green, but some like more like pastel colored, like bright green up here on the top. Just, you know, maybe it's just not as consistent. This guy's also a bit looser, and I don't know, he's kind of a pretty boy, isn't he? I don't know, but let's get these guys geared up. I should do the articulation, but you know the deal. You know, there's nothing really that stands out. We've both got butterflies. It's the same standard stuff. They don't have enormous flak jackets, so their stomach crunch does work. Geez. I mean, everything looks good. We don't have any problems like we did with, who was it that I just did? Oh, the Trooper. Where his knee had these like outrageous looking cuts on him. So both of these guys are looking pretty good. Oopsie. But yeah, nothing that really stands out. This sheath down here by the ankle, it was getting really loose. I pressed it all the way up to where the boot cut meets. Oh, it does work. All right, cool. I thought it was kind of stopping it from moving, but we got that boot cut and now it works, but it kept like falling down and jingle jangling down there. It was annoying. Anyhow, let's get these guys all geared up and then let's do some comparisons and we'll bring in Mr. Hawk. All right, we got Steeler and Short Fuse here. Just to kind of give you a little bit of history while we kind of walk through some of the fun shit about both figures. Steeler, I'm going to say, is the more superior figure when it comes to these two. Yeah, just like the coloring, just the straight matte green. I like the little like clips down here, painted silver. I don't know. That's a nice little touch. You got this big old holster for this gun, and it comes in and out pretty smoothly. That silencer does detach, but it slides in there pretty good and doesn't really bend anything, so it's pretty nice. That nice sheath back there, I like it how it's strapped to the thigh, but also there's a strap going up to the belt. Got a little pack there. So I do like this figure. I just like the color. I like this too. He's got the little sweater, turtleneck down there, and then you can see this. That's part of the articulation. You can kind of see the collar going up there on the neck, and that's actually painted on to the neck joint, or molded on, I should say. Yeah. So I do like Steeler, and I do like his helmet a lot more. I wish this little mouthpiece would go down a little bit. I can just kind of bend it, and one day it will stay. But nice figure. Just a little bit about Steeler. He was voiced by Chris Latta, who you might know, who voiced Starscream, Cobra Commander, a lot of other characters, and he was the driver of the Mobat tank. So I'm wondering, does this mean no Mobat? Are we not going to get that little guy? Because, I mean, maybe we'll get some kind of a repaint, like a retro style. Maybe we'll get that stand. But why do we need it? Because we're getting a vehicle. You know, it was like a little mini tank, almost like the Armadillo or something like that. Yeah, it would be nice to get the Mobat. What else about him? He does both of these guys appear in the first issue of A Great American Hero, and Steeler is actually featured in the 5th issue. He kind of takes front and center on that one. IDW Comics, it was like titled Cobra Civil War, and it is revealed that Steeler is actually a deep cover double agent working for Cobra, which is kind of crazy. So one of the original members is a fucking traitor. And you know how everyone kind of thought it was Dusty was the traitor. Not the case. Wow. And this thing spins around. That's kind of neat. Look at that. So that's kind of crazy. One of the original, 14, 13, and he is a fucking backstabbing traitor. Yeah, Short Fuse, he's the mortar soldier. He was actually voiced by Frank Welker. So we got some nice voice talent here with Chris Latta and then Frank Welker. So basically Starscream, Cobra Commander, Frank Welker did Megatron, Soundwave, you know, Fred from Scooby. He was Iceman from Amazing Spider-Friends. So yeah, was not a big presence in the Great American Hero comic book. He had quite a few appearances, but it was not anything very impactful. In the cartoon, he pairs with Steeler a lot in the episodes, and sometimes with Clutch as a third party. Both appear briefly in the G.I. Joe movie. So, yeah, old school as fuck. This was shocking news when I found out that Steeler was a traitor. But of course, that is the IDW world, not the A Great American Hero world, so it's a little bit different. We're going to bring in Missile Commander HAWK. He stole some of the blast effects for his rifle from these other two guys. If I were to rank them right now, 1 to 3, I would probably go Steelers number 1. Sorry, Short Fuse, but HAWK is coming in at number 2. And Short Fuse is coming in at number 3. One thing about Short Fuse, you got a big old gap here on the bicep swivel, especially on this side. It's a little bit bothersome, and I don't know what's going on with this backpack, but I think I got it right. So we have that mortar cannon here folded up, clips into that backpack. You can pop this out. Backpack folds up like so. There is this hole. Where is that thing? Right here. So I don't know if that's like supposed to go into here, but that's just not gonna work. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. But I don't think I'm gonna have short fuse with this backpack on, so he won't be having this. This will be on the ground. Let's get that mortar in there. And then this guy will be on his knees, kind of loading the mortar shell. But for now, we'll have him standing up. If I can get him to stay standing. So yeah, as far as ranking, I'm gonna go 7.5 for Steeler, 7 for Hawk, 6.5. I'll even go down to a 6 for short fuse. I'm kind of not really digging them that much. So that's how it's gonna be. And then, of course, the best part, bring these guys up here. The MMS. Oh no! Might have to get a new backer board here. I just bashed the shit out of it. Let's plug in this guy here. I'm just playing around now, guys. So yeah, nice set. I don't hate short fuse, but I just, those gaps in the biceps, like when I kind of move his shoulder up, and you're not gonna see it because he's holding the gun, but yeah, it's loose up there. So when I bring it up like that, it seems like it almost like bends, wants to pull out. Hasn't happened yet. So it just doesn't look that great right there either. So that's my rating, guys. I'm gonna bring out the rest of the crew. So basically we got the whole first wave here, minus Grand Slam, Flash, and Zap, who is up for pre-order, as well as Clutch, who is our Vamp driver. And I'll bust him out sooner or later, and we'll get that whole first wave from 1982 in there, like swimwear. And hopefully, you know, maybe 6 months from now, tops, we'll have the whole damn crew in our hands. Let's hope so, right? Okie doke, so we got the whole crew here. Here's the 9 that I have, minus Clutch. So he would be the 10th. He's still in the box with the Vamp. But other than that, we have Zap, that's up for pre-order, and then Flash and Grand Slam, which I think they're going to try to close up that first wave as soon as possible, at least by the end of 2026, I would hope. So what we got here now is we got the Retro Stalker, we got the Commando Polar Bear Pack Snake Eyes, we got the original Scarlet here from the very first wave, still a decent figure, Steeler, Missile Commander, Hawk, Short Fuse, Breaker, Rock and Roll. This is the retro, but I gave him the Hangin' 10 helmet. And then, of course, we got Grunt. So that's 9 of our 13 first wave. Also, I just wanted to bring in, we got General Hawk, and we're going to have Commander Hawk step out here and just kind of look at these two. So same guy. just different era, I guess. So, I mean, if you're going by the cartoon, he shows up as General Hawk in the second season for Arise Serpentress Arise. I know that comes later because there's a bunch of different like storylines and story arcs. But I don't know if this Hawk showed up in the first season. I don't think he did. Not in cartoon form anyways. I could be wrong. Please let me know. So, there we got our two Hawks. So, I kind of like this one better, if I'm being honest. But here we got the gray-haired old man Hawk. Did becoming a general really make him age that fast? Oh, don't do it. And then just to kind of make things complete, like with the cartoon, we had Duke. So we got that retro carded Duke right here. Let's just move these guys down a little bit. We still want the guys we're doing the reviews for to be front and center. So let's have Duke here with his mates. Snake Eyes, his lady. Scarlet. And then we will bring in that G.I. Joe Trooper. And we'll just put him at the end here. And there we got it, guys. Looking lean, mean, green, and not too far between. Anybody understand that reference? So yeah. So we're still saying 7.5 on the Steeler, 7 on Missile Commander Hawk, and then we're going down to a 6, skipping a whole point to Short Fuse. I don't know, just something about him. Not a huge fan. But both sets were fun. I do really like the MMS. I feel like I didn't focus enough on the MMS, but it's pretty simple. The missiles lock in. Get ready to launch. Good movement. Lots of fun. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm sure it was a long one, but you got a little 2-for-1 action. I'm going to close it up now. Next, we're going to do the Ric Flair AEW as promised. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe if you can. Peace out. Later.